Hi folks, I'm Hodge, I'm the Chief Executive of Ostley House.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Taylor from Ostley House as well. I'm the administrator of the home.
And welcome to our home. We'd like to describe what we do here and show you around. So welcome to Ostley's House. This is our internal garden. Just to give you a bit of background to our residential home. The Barrow and Districts Society for the Blind own our residential home, Ostley House, and we bought it in 1967, and progressively over the years we've introduced new wings to the home. It's unique really, because the Blind Society, which helps a number of visually impaired people in our community, benefit from Ostley House, because we have visually impaired people at Ostley House as well at the moment, and the profit that Ostley House generates goes to support the work the rest of the charity do. So the residential home is really key. It's a 44-bed residential home, and we're providing a variety of care for people, predominantly who are visually impaired, but people that have dementia as well. And that's something that's key to the future, and that's something we're looking at with our plans. So like I mentioned before, we specialise in visual impairment at Ostley House. But we've also got people here that don't have visual impairment. But as you know, in the recent years, the amount of dementia that people are experiencing is increasing. People are living longer. With the increase in age, you get more people with dementia, and you also get more from sight loss. When we were doing our research a couple of years ago, we found, when we went round a number of care homes in the UK, that they would provide residential care for one or the other. So it would be either people with sight loss or people with dementia. But as I said, that together there are more people now that have got both conditions. So when we were going to find the research for dementia and sight loss, there isn't any. So that's the trick we've got. So we've got to provide and design this place to have what people need for both conditions.
So Anne-Marie, how long have you been working here at Ostley House?
9 years.
Okay, and for that whole amount of time, obviously, for the 9 years, you have been working with Aid Call, and you had one of our older nurse call systems in.
Right, yeah.
So in 2017, you then went through the process of upgrading the system throughout the whole of the house, and you now have installed and fully commissioned our new Touchsafe Pro nurse call system.
Yes. It's far better service. Yeah. It's an improvement on the older system, where we only had a couple of buttons, where now we've got more facilities to use and utilise. And when somebody's saying that they rang the bell, we can actually look back on the system and say, well, hang on, if they've rang the bell, why didn't somebody? And it tells you how long that bell's ringing for. Yeah. And we can utilise it on both sides for staff and residents. When the residents are upset and they're saying, well, I've done this and they're not coming quick enough, we can look at to see why they're not coming quick enough, because there might be 4 more bells going when they're ringing, but we can see that now. This one tells you exactly what they're pressing, and you also can put in that somebody's there, so it tells you, it changes colour and it tells you somebody's actually with that resident.
So it's giving you the nurse presence as well.
What was it that made you again decide to go ahead again with Aid Call?
Well, when Stuart came to speak to us about the system, he was very knowledgeable. Any questions we had about the system, he was very knowledgeable. He could tell us the answers that we actually wanted for the system, and that's what gave us the confidence to come back and stay with Aid Call. I was involved with the main installation, and the chaps that came to do the installation were very good, very easy to work with, and they understood that we were actually a working care home, and they actually worked around what we needed to do, and they were very pleasant and nice to work with.
But since the 6 months we've had it, I'm so grateful for the ACOL system, because the staff like it, they like it, so that's really key for me. So if the staff are happy with the ACOL system, that means residents are going to benefit. So the new product, bearing in mind we had the old ACOL system, but the new product's really good. This Touchsafe Pro is great because it's really bright and white. It's got a pull cord that can be seen, so visually impaired people in their own bedrooms can see this cord. You can also take it off the wall and you can put it right next to someone's bed, so it gives you that functionality, which is really great. So it's a great product, and I don't think I've had any complaints at all since it's been improved. We also put door monitors around the home because we've got people with dementia in the home at the moment, so we've got to be sure that the doors are monitored. There was a period when we first started, that when we started providing care for people with dementia, that people would get out. But now, touch wood, we've sorted it. And we've sorted it by ACOL. We had a subsequent visit and they came in and put different monitors around the home. So if one of our residents manages to go out the door unsupervised, it'll trigger the alarm and one of our carers can go over and just assist them to make sure they come back in the home. But we have to have security here to protect the residents, and that's key for us. And the ACOL system allows us that protection, and it's really good for doing that.